This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system.
We should be here now. Don't start. Don't. It's bad off me. Hello. Welcome to Lotties Football Phone-In with me, Matt Dean.
And me, Dave Bradley.
You're right, Dave.
I am. How are you?
Bit red.
Yeah, it's just a shirt.
I suggested that was maybe a slightly not a controversial one, but it's a lot of people don't like that shirt, do they?
Well, they have no taste.
Or you have no taste.
Well, I have none because I'm friends with you.
You've no taste. You like beef paste.
Well, no, that's the best taste in the world. But what's better than beef paste? Come on.
Cider?
No, not for me.
Not for you.
We're all different. We have different roads that we walk down, and yeah, different journeys.
God, you're so eloquent, Dave.
Yeah.
You really should host a football phone-in.
Well,
you had a good education, didn't you? You can tell you went to Hume.
For God's sake, envy is a sin.
Envy is a nightclub in Oldham. I've never been in it. Have you been in it?
Oh, loads.
Have you?
Oh,
You must look really old.
about 3 times.
You look really, really old in there.
They have a rainbow dance floor as well. Well, they did when I was there. Where did you used to go when you used to go out? You always stay in, don't you?
Henry Africa's.
So you win.
No, I didn't go to. I never went to Henry Africa's. I only went for a school disco there once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was it good?
I did go actually another time. I threw up on Chamber Road on the way home.
Did you?
Southern Comfort.
No, that is a
Sickly
taste that.
sick.
Oh, it's disgusting. No, then I can't drink spirits.
You were drinking rum and coke. Oh, but then you went home, didn't you? Because you nearly weed yourself, he said.
No.
That's what you said. You stood up here. I've got to start outside. I'm going now.
No, I didn't say. I just had to go. I didn't. But me saying I had to go. You thought I needed the toilet.
No.
It's fine.
Your exact words were, I had to
Anyway,
go.
anyway. We'll stop this badinage for a second. Went to the ground on Sunday, didn't we? Following the 3-2 win against Eastleigh.
Well, let's put it into context. The reason we were both drunk and you nearly pissed your pants was because we were we went out after the Eastleigh game, didn't we?
We did.
We had a good night.
We had a lot to drink. Apart from you spilling 2 pints because you couldn't keep up with us.
I did spill 2 full pints everywhere.
Oh, one over yourself?
No, I didn't get any on me.
Did you not?
I went home. I got home and the next morning I was like, I didn't get a drop on me. It was all over you. And
the barmaid in the Carters was not impressed with you. Was she?
I got it all over the upholstery, didn't I?
I won't worry about the upholstery in the Carters if I'm honest.
Well, it was like light grey, I think, which is not ideal.
I thought it was like green.
Well, no, anyway.
So
the point was we went out, and then on Sunday morning, unexpectedly, we had messages from the football club saying,
"Well, I answered my phone because I'm ever the professional and up early."
You have a young
Darren Royal rang me up, and he rang me. It's 2 rings. He said he said, "Yeah, I can see why you're the professional one." He said, "I've rang Matt 4 times and he's not answered, and I've left 2 messages and he's not responded." I was like, "Well, I can only apologise, Darren." He said, "Well, anyway, forget about him. It's about you today. We need to come down to the club at 2 o'clock." So then I barked my orders at you, didn't I? Because you were a bit wistful-aware. And then we went down to the ground, met the new manager, met Frank Rothwell, Susan Schofield, Mike Keegan was there, Suzanne Geldard, and we met David Unsworth, and we interviewed him. But Matt, in his haste or hungoverness, forgot to switch on the microphone, didn't you?
Well, but what I did do was covered with another microphone. I forgot to switch on the main microphone.
Did you or did you not forget to switch on the microphone when we were interviewing the new manager of the football club?
I did, yeah.
Right.
And then, I remembered to switch it on after 3 minutes.
Yeah, so if you listen to the podcast this week, it sounds something like this. The manager of the club. So that's Matt to thank. And he was moaning about editing it because it was so bad, didn't you?
I was moaning about everything Sunday and Monday.
Yeah,
It takes a long time to go over it when you get.
You weren't the best, were you, mate?
No. Anyway, never mind. So we've got a new manager.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to talk about tonight.
Yeah, and we've got Bromley at weekend, and we've got our usual features.
Yeah, so the Wonder Wheel, right? We were wondering how we're going to do this so that who gets to spin it.
Yeah.
So we have a thing in mind. The first person that says it is the person that's going to get to spin the wheel.
I think a secret word.
It's a secret word or phrase or something. It doesn't have to be exact, but like
it does. It's copyright infringement, if not.
If you were thinking about getting in touch tonight, here's how.
The Latties Football Phone-In is live every Wednesday between 8:30 and 9:30. If you want to join the conversation, then you need to join us on our StreamYard link, which looks something like this. You'll find the StreamYard link in our pinned post on Facebook, Twitter, and in the comments section on YouTube. So if you want to join the debate, that's how you do it.
Every time that comes up, it reminds me that I have to put it in the comment section on YouTube. Where is it? There. Here we go. Paste. Press enter. Boom. There we go. It's live production.
Yeah.
You know what? Should we do you want to do the ref review?
Yeah.
For Eastleigh game.
Yeah. Yeah. Can do.
Yeah, we
because there's been a few developments this week, hasn't there? But we'll let the ref explain.
Yeah. Take it over, Mr. Bradley.
Come on, ref!
Go away!
That's a shocking decision!
Calm down, play advancing.
Ref, the ref review.
Hi, this is Dave Bradley, King of the Laws for now. Due to a pending investigation by the Manchester FA, I have been asked to not analyse the referee's performance in a detailed way because they've asked me to censor certain parts. So, here it is. Aaron Rodgers refereed Eastleigh versus Oldham Athletic last weekend, and so Aaron, you did really well, and it's play on, son, play on.
The ref review.
Right, so to make sense of that, for those people who don't have a clue what that was all about.
Well, okay. I've been emailed by the Manchester FA in relation to my conduct as a referee and bad-mouthing other referees by giving my analysis of their, shall we say, poor decisions or good decisions in a game. And I am still under investigation, so we have to be really highly sensitised and censor what the referee says. But I'm sure that I will be innocent, and the FA will get a sense of humour this side of 2030. So you never know. There's always hope for the referees if they can just have a bit of a laugh. I managed to get out and break free. But yeah.
Anyway, so we're still going to keep doing the ref reviews.
Yeah, you're not going to stop us. You can take my license, but you
can't take my freedom.
You can't take away my analysis.
Yeah,
because it's freedom of speech, is it? Yeah, freedom of the press.
Say what you want, then. But you can. But they're equally right to kick you out of the FA and as a ref if they want as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. So
after all my years of service, but never mind. Yeah, it all gets forgotten when someone's having a bit of a laugh.
Anyway, so the Eastleigh game, we won, and that's about as much as we can say about it, really. We saw Shez off.
Yeah. A bit emotional.
Yeah, we talked about it on the pod quite a bit. So, you know what? I'm curious because we've got Chelsea fan James here.
Yeah, he messaged us last week to see if he wanted to come on. So it's good that other fans and from other clubs are.
Well, we'll see because we don't know what he's going to say, do we?
Yeah,
so let's see.
So don't big him up too much. James.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you? You okay?
Yeah.
Good. What would you like to say?
James.
Pardon?
I'm a Chelsea fan.
Yeah. This is an Oldham phone in, so have you got anything you want to say about Oldham, or do you want to talk about Chelsea?
Als Lemzigen in.
Lemsingham in, right, get rid. Bye, James. Oh, my God.
That was good, wasn't it?
Well, we've had the first crank call.
First crank call. It took a while, didn't it?
Lemsingham in. I think, do you reckon he was related to Barry?
I think it was Barry.
It might,
if that sounded like Burkett, actually.
Anyway.
See ya.
Bye, James.
Right. Anyway, this one's bona fide.
If you do want to call, click the link, but we're going to get Aaron in. So how are you doing, Aaron?
Hello, guys. It's good to be here at the right time now. So
no, really earlier.
Yeah, I apologise for that. I misread the tweet. So yeah, I feel like obviously the game on Saturday, Shez's send off. I think in terms of what we wanted for a send off, it's probably as best as we could have get. I thought for large parts of the game, I think we played like we've played the majority of the season, where we've been quite lucky at times to get results in games. But I think it was more about the send off for him, and I'm just glad that he got the ovation and the result that he deserves. But now with everything I'm reading about Unsworth, I feel like obviously you can't make too many like predictions and get too comfortable off somebody's words, but it seems like we've got a proper footballing like head. And also I feel like the fact that they've given him a 3-year contract, that the last Oldham manager to get a 3-year contract, I believe, was Lee Johnson. So that tells you everything we need to know about the last couple of years. And it shows that Frank and Darren are prepared to they obviously like what he's got to say. They're prepared to buy into his project. And I think the fans have got to do that as well, because he speaks brilliantly. I like what he's got to say about a B team as well. I think that could really, really do as well given time, and if we can build that. But also the main takeaway I take away from Unsworth is Harry Vaughan's and Junior Lambers have got to be looking at this and thinking, fuck me, we're going to get a chance now. You know what I mean? Like this is their chance. Like this is what they've been waiting for. So yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of optimism from my side. Obviously there's a risk because the guy's never properly managed senior football before. There's always going to be a risk, but I'm just happy that we've gone someone with an experiment rather than your typical roundabout EFL managers that always seem to appear and disappear. You know what I mean? We've gone something with a bit of a project for a change, and I'm excited.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different. Having chosen somebody that the board want, I think, and that their visions align. It's really important, isn't it? I mean, because they've got to give him time. 3 years, like you said, is an indication that they're going to. And I think that it's now just down to just being patient and getting behind him in it, and hoping that. I think it's going to be quite a quick change around. I think the players are going to enjoy it more. I think they're going to enjoy training more. They're going to enjoy what Unsworth and his team bring to the situation, because I think it's going to be vastly different to what Shez and Tommy Wright sort of had in their sort of repertoire of in training and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think I'm hoping that we're going to see a bit of a result on Saturday. Hopefully, that's my hope.
It'll be interesting to see though, won't it? It'll be interesting to see how it balances out, because obviously we brought more or less a whole squad in the summer that was Shez's players. So are the board going to allow Unsworth to bring maybe 6 or 7 players in over the season that are going to be his players, considering we've already bought 15 plus players in the summer? That's interesting for me, because I imagine he's going to have his own sort of idea of style of football, and he needs his own sort of men for that in certain areas, I would imagine. So I'm excited to see what we can do recruitment-wise if he gets that chance as well, I guess.
I think that, everyone's saying, like you mentioned earlier about jumping up from not doing, the under-23s to the National League. If you look at his CV, he coaches Scottish FA coaches now to become coaches and improves them. So he's highly well regarded in the game as a coach and a mentor. So even that on its own, if he's coaching coaches, that's enough for me. He's also won the Coach of the Year in 2017-2018. He's managed Everton in the Premier League as a caretaker. I think he lost 1. He's won 4. He's a great coach at Sheffield United by all accounts, because he was the reason why Everton signed Dominic Calvert-Lewin from Sheffield United, because he saw him, sent him out on loan at Stalybridge Celtic, and he scored 7 in 6 games. You know, John Joe Kenny, Tom Davies, Anthony Gordon, you know, all these players, just to name a few, have all credited David Unsworth in his development because he is a really good coach. And there's talk about John Ebrell coming in. There's talk about Francis Jeffers coming in terms of a B team. You know, these are highly well-regarded coaches. So if you can't get a tune out of these players, most of them are on a year anyway. And people are going on about, you know, what we're going to do this season. He was talking about playoffs and promotion this week when he was talking to us. So, you know, it's really refreshing to hear, you know, people saying that, you know, oh, we need to consolidate, we need to go up. He said he's not going to put too much pressure on the players, but he spoke really confidently and he definitely had a plan in place. And for me, I was quite quietly impressed by him, you know, and he said I back myself as a coach, you know. And
yeah, 100%.
Don't get me wrong, I spoke to John Sheridan a load of times, but I love the guy. I really did, and you know, I'm very emotional when he left. But I think David Unsworth is this newfound of coach, this new generation of coaches coming through. Because I was listening to a podcast today with Peter Eating. The days of shouting at a player and giving him a kick up the arse have gone. You know what I mean? And Sheridan was the old school mentality. And John Ebrell, in his own right, is a fantastic coach as well. You know, he's very calm, very measured, and I think David Unsworth is more the good cop, bad cop. And Francis Jeffers at Ipswich, you know, a few players have credited him for what he's done. So there's three good, experienced coaches who have played at the highest level. David Unsworth and Francis Jeffers have been internationals, and they played at Premier League for a long time. John Ebrell played in the Premier League for a long time. He just unfortunately missed the FA Cup final just due to Joe Ryle not wanting to change his team around. You know, unfortunately, his career ended with an injury, but he was one of the highly rated coaches at Sheffield United as well. So these guys have been around the block. And people say, oh, it doesn't seem very ambitious. But these guys were probably on high six-figure sums at Everton. And you know, they're not going to be getting that old and athletic, but they're that hungry and passionate to succeed in their coaching career. They're taking the right step. And I believe David Unsworth turned down Barnsley, Oxford United, so being told, and so the rumours go. So he wanted the right club at the right time. So he's definitely got a plan in place. So I think there's definitely structure.
Yeah, 100%. And I think
I'm really happy with the appointment.
If they just on this point though, if they do well, they'll be poached. I think that's possible, but I think at the same time, like what we need at Oldham is we need that momentum, don't we? Where the realization that Oldham can be a really good football club is a really good football club, but the potential there, and for someone like, you know, Unsworth to take us ideally into League One. I mean, if he can do that, then that'd be fantastic in a relatively short space of time. And then who knows? But managers and coaches are always susceptible to leaving, aren't they? But I think the three-year deal.
It's going to be some payoff if someone comes in for a minute. Do you know that? Look at Lee Johnson. We got 100 grand. Was it 100 grand? I think for Barnsley for him.
It's always a worry because it's a step back in it. If you have a good coach and everything's going well, but I think the thing is the more important thing is that in football, players come and coaches come and they go. You've got to have a board that has a way of doing things that people can fit in, move in, and work within that system and it evolves and it gets that's you know, they know what they're buying into. That's, you know, there's a system, there's the youth system, there's a formula for what the club are trying to achieve. We've not had that for a long time.
Well, listening to Darren Royal the other day, you know, when he started talking about the club, because the first time we've really heard from him on the pod the other day was prior to the takeover, really, to the fans. You know, he's only talked for the takeover, now he's talking about a structure. He's got a strategy in place. And we've had 4 years of chaos, haven't we, really? But Darren Royal has got a plan in mind. He's, you know, giving David Unsworth a 3-year deal. It just gives me so much confidence. And I was so happy that they're actually looking at it as a proper business and a structure to make it more sustainable. And again, I think the appointment of Darren Royal by the Rothwells is another great appointment, you know what I mean? Because, you know, he's got a sentimental feelings towards the club because of what Joe did, you know, but also he's
a fan, isn't he? He goes to the games as well. So.
And he's a great businessman and he wants to look at the long-term strategy and the sustainability of the club. And if you can turn these little wins into profits, you know, look at the fans bar. They're just doing things, little steps, baby steps. You know, you can't build Rome in a day. You know, and they're doing whatever they can to make it better for the club. And all I've seen is positive. And don't get me wrong, it was a bit it was, I say, emotional when John Sheridan left. However, they made the right decision and the ruthless decision for the benefit of the club and the fans. So you can't really fault them.
Also, the timing of the decision for me is key as well, in terms of the fact that it's still so early in the season that we've given ourselves. I'm not saying we will, but if promotion could possibly be on the cards, we've given ourselves the best chance to allow Unsworth to build that, because it's only nine games in. You know what I mean? It's not 14, 15 games in where the season's over and we're just looking to like mid-table. You know what I mean? And I think for me, one thing that really impressed me, and it shows how my standards as an Oldham fan have been on the floor for years, is that he said something as simple as, I don't want to draw games. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go to places and draw games. How many times have we heard managers or known managers to go to places and play for a draw? You know what I mean?
Salim Barrow springs to mind.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, I know. Like when we get on the pitch on Saturday, these things that he might have in his head might change depending on the fluidity of a game. But it's just nice to hear somebody like you said, Dave. Obviously, that believes in himself, and I think his confidence radiates into the fans as well, because I have confidence in him just by what he said.
I think what he said on Sunday, if I can remember anything that was said on Sunday, was. But the thing is like promotion challenges, all this kind of stuff. They're just it's an old cliche in football, but it is built on one game at a time. Like you're not planning ahead to win the next 10, 15 matches. You're planning to play Bromley on Saturday, and if we beat Bromley on Saturday, then great. That's a step in the right direction. Then we've got Wrexham. If we beat Wrexham on, then great. And it's literally built like that. And the manager, the coach, and the whole team, they focus on the next game for a reason, because that's the one you've got to win. It's the only game that matters is the next game. So where we'll be in 10 games' time, we'll see. Where we'll be in 20 games' time, we'll see. But it's one game at a time.
And I just hope, I said it in my tweets earlier on this week, as I said, the fact that they've given 3 years again indicates that they're going to give him time. So I hope the fan base gives him time. That means if we're not doing as well as we perceive to have been doing in the first 4 games, I don't want to hear in the same culprits calling for him out or asking if he's under pressure. You know what I mean? Like, he's here now for 3 years, as far as I'm concerned. Let him build, and I'm sure we'll reap the rewards off that.
Definitely.
Well, you got to remember that also what I liked about David when I met him, it was like, that's the past. It's all the past, and that's it. We've got to move forward. You don't want to talk about the past. And I can see why Shez always got dragged into the past, because of his playing journey. It's going to be quite easy for David to not have that connection just yet, and he can build his own. But Shez always had that connection from being a player, you know, the success, and then he left, and then there was a Lee Hughes fiasco. So there's always that what if, and it was the glory days and what he's done in the past. At least David's now got a fresh start and a clean slate to move forward, and I think that's you know, and he was really pushing that, saying just win one game, we'll win another, win one game, win another.
We've cut ties now with a lot of really negative things around the football club. I'm not saying Shez was a negative thing, but what I'm saying is we've cut ties with a lot of history, and now we have a present and we have a future. And you know, really, the present is all that matters. We've got to affect what we can here and now, with an eye on the future. So I'm really pleased that what's being done. People are really, really impatient, really fickle. People are suggesting that you know, the board should have done this, you should have done that. This. It's going to take some time. Like, we need some patience. But what Aaron, thanks for getting in touch, mate. I want to bring in the next caller now, mate. So
no worries,
we'll
have a good evening.
Soon.
Take care, mate. Thanks.
Take care. See you soon.
See you, mate. Right. So this last week, do you remember last week?
Yeah, said they were shy.
Said they were
called
too
them out
shy.
to bring out the good luck.
786.
Welcome to the Dragon Pit. Hello.
Hello. Evening, guys. You okay?
Yeah, you?
Yeah. I've been enjoying your show of late.
Yeah, what's your name, pal?
It's Ebe, by the way.
How are you doing? You okay?
All right, Ebe.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just.
So what's your thoughts on the appointment then, mate?
I wasn't sure in the beginning, but after listening to David Unsworth, I think we have to give him a chance.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
And he's hopefully will deliver results, but it's a matter of how he's going to get these results, because the players need to wake up and start delivering, because it's not been a great start to the season, really.
No, it hasn't been a great start, but I think players respond well to good management and good coaching and getting them organised. And I think what was lacking under Sheridan and Tommy Wright was a deeper understanding of psychology, mentality, and maybe addressing the players' needs beyond the training pitch. I think you're going to get that kind of level of detail with Unsworth and his team.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot more understanding about, are the players happy in themselves? Do they need pulling aside? Do they need an arm around them? Do they need to kick up the arse? Like, what is it that they need? And then also coaching them to do set things.
Yeah.
I don't think enough players were getting enough individual coaching.
Yeah.
Jack Stubbs needs coaching about to be a winger, but he needs the players around him to be coached to how to get the best out of him. The defensive play needs to be a lot better. We need to be better organised. We need a better shape off the ball. All this kind of stuff we've not been seeing, have we?
No.
And you're going to get that from Unsworth, I think, and his team, because they are top coaches.
Yeah, top coaches. What did you go to Eastleigh, Ibby?
No, I haven't. I've just been going to the home games at the moment.
Yeah, did you go against Eastleigh?
No, I didn't. I was a bit busy, but hopefully I should be going to the Wrexham game.
That's a massive game, isn't it? His first home game
Absolutely.
against
I'm
Wrexham.
just happy after meeting David Unsworth today. He said the target is promotion.
Where did you meet him?
He said it's down to the players, because I can only do my job on the sideline. Once the players cross the line, they have to deliver, he said.
Where did you meet him?
I really feel positive after meeting him today.
Yeah,
He said I could be here all day and speak to you about everything. And he said hopefully we can set up a fans forum.
Yeah. Where did you meet David today, Ibby?
At the Avro training ground.
All right, okay. Did he seem like a nice guy? Because did he give you a lot of time?
I went up and I took something with me just to welcome him. And
what was that?
Speaking with him. I took him a bit of a beer bottle for him.
All right, okay.
And I started speaking with him. And he's just delighted to be here. He said the opportunity was given to me by Joe Royal. And that's why I'm here. And he said he just wants to deliver.
What about, did you meet any of the other coaches? Did you see any of the coaches there?
No, the other two coaches are on hold at the moment.
Right.
Everton are asking a bit of money for the assistant.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yes, it's down to the club if they're willing to pay that amount.
Right.
So they're very experienced coaches.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Are you going to the next game with Wrexham? What if we win on Saturday against Bromley? What do you think our chances will be against Wrexham?
If we can beat anyone on our day if we can perform. We've got very good players in the squad, but for some reason it's not just worked out. And I'm very sad to see Sheridan leaving, but I think his time was really up. I think that relegation last season absolutely killed him.
Yeah, I think it broke his heart, to be honest.
Yeah, and I'm just glad that we're under new owners, and I don't want to mention the past owners because I'm just delighted that they are out of the way, and you guys have worked so hard to bring us very good news.
Well, no, thanks very much. That's really kind of you to say.
Yeah, and I'm hoping to join on this show next week, hopefully again.
Brilliant. Yeah, you're more than welcome, mate.
It's always there. Just click the link.
In
fact, that's a good way to say it. Thanks very much. I'm going to play
Thank you very much.
Play the ad. You're welcome. Thanks for coming on. If you want to call, this is how you do it.
The Latties Football Phone is live every Wednesday between 8:30 and 9:30. If you want to join the conversation, then you need to join us on our StreamYard link, which looks something like this. You'll find the StreamYard link in our pinned post on Facebook, Twitter, and in the comments section on YouTube. So if you want to join the debate, that's how you do it.
Right, so thanks for getting in touch there, Ibby, and we're looking for more callers, please. But we do have one lined up. It goes by the name of Ant, because that's presumably
His name.
Anthony.
Anthony.
Roll callers, please. We do have one lined up. And I can hear myself. Does that presumably his name? Anthony. Well, we'll remove that.
Yeah, Anthony, if you are ringing in, just mute. Well, don't mute yourself.
No, you turn the volume down. Put some headphones on. If you do get in touch, the best way is if you've got your AirPods or your earphones or whatever, because otherwise, then we don't get the feedback.
Yeah, please
and
do.
And the delay like we did there, the echo. Let's see if it's any better.
Anthony.
Nope. Okay, disconnected now. So we'll look at some of the comments.
Yeah, let's do it.
What does that say?
Love the fact he wants to play a proper. Read it yourself. Go on. A proper pathway from youth B team and first team. Same formation. Not a big step up to the next level for the kids. That's from Damien Collinson. Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah, I mean, what he did say to us the other day was, you asked him what formation he was going to play, as in, like, was it a kind of like...
He didn't answer the question, though.
No, he didn't answer the question, but he gave a fair answer. He did answer the question. What he said was he's going to assess the players and see what system he thinks is going to work best with that team.
He was very charismatic, wasn't he? Old Rhino.
I'll tell you what, he's a unit, isn't he?
The unit, we should call him.
Yeah, he made you look small.
No, he just had an aura about him. I thought he was a really well thought, well considered, measured in every question he could. He was thinking at every question we were asking him.
Have we had a Scouts manager since Joe Royal? Ronnie Moore, was he Scouser?
No, it's from Tranmere. It's not proper Scouts, is it? It's Wirral in it. Yeah, Ronnie Moore.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be an Orman.
Right, we've got 2 months now.
Oh, I'd probably say one.
Oh, Anthony. No.
Is there anybody out there?
Anthony.
Can you hear me this time?
Yeah.
There we go, lads. There we go.
How are you?
I'm very good. I had the privilege to meet you both this week. Matt, I was sat right behind you with the pram.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you phoned me
That
last
was
week, didn't you?
me. So,
Yeah, good stuff.
the word from Unsworth this week was absolutely tremendous from what I wanted to hear. You know, I want to do a B team. That is the best thing a professional football club can ever do. Because all your first team players become match fit.
Yeah.
You know, and how long has it been since we had a reserve team?
I've no idea. I don't know how long it is, man. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, the reserve team football came out. Under 23s came in about 2012, something like that. But
I remember when I was about 16, I had a season ticket, and it was the old paper ones, and it used to have the home game, and I think in fact they didn't have the away games, but they had the reserve games behind it, so you could still go in.
Celtic, yeah, you saw them up at Sturley Celtic, didn't they?
You know, so you could go and watch them. No one ever really did, but let's be honest, those keep the players match fit.
Yeah, and exactly. I mean, those that are struggling to make the first team get football. Those that are
game time
to break into the first team get football. Young lads get football. Yeah, it's really important, and it's that transition, isn't it? It's that transition from youth through the B's to the A's. It's really important.
It is, and everything he said in his interview was perfect for me. Was perfect.
Yeah, now it's all about delivering it, isn't it? I mean, when you think about it, I don't want to harp on about the past too much, but like, you know, we had a director of football, a sporting director, that never once spoke publicly, never once laid out his intentions or his vision. There was never any kind of like, you know, we had people like Paul Murray in the setup. We had Philliskirk in the setup. There was all these people that were in there.
So for me, Tony Philliskirk was the best youth team manager that's ever lived.
Well, I mean, he did so much, didn't he, for the club? He was such a great servant for the club.
Exactly. Well, look at who he's brought through. He brought through Chris Taylor. He brought through Tarkowski. He brought through Neil Erdley, who was supposedly going to Liverpool for £2 million.
Scott McNiven, again, he was
McNiven again, yeah.
Danny
That's what we need at the
he was
moment.
all right.
It's exactly what we need now. So to build from, I'm not bothered now if we stay in this league for the next 5 years. I am not bothered because when we go to the game, everyone's buzzing.
I think
all we need to do now is start winning a couple of games. That's all we need to do.
I think that depends on how we perform in the league, and I think in terms of if people can buy into that way of thinking, because I think if we're in this division for the next 5 years and we're finishing 12th every year, then people aren't going to be very happy. If we're in this division for the next 5 years because we missed out in the playoffs or missed out like by winning the league, but like we're close with there or thereabouts, and we're building. Like that's what we need, because this division is one of those divisions where you can get stuck in it by not underperforming, but just because you're unlucky. Look at Wrexham; like they were really unlucky last season.
To be fair, I've been watching that Wrexham thing on Disney Plus, and you look at how it is, and their first 11, 12, 13 games, they got battered every game. So, and then they ended up in the playoffs and got beat off Grimsby, who ended up going up. So they're quite close. And this squad of players, don't get me wrong, they're a million mile off where they need to be, but they just need the right guidance. And I as a team collectively, I think they've got individually good players. They just need to be told the directions where they need to go, and who better than someone who teaches kids? They take them right back to, let's say,
they're a young squad as well, aren't they? They're a young squad, aren't they? It's not like he's coming in with there are some older heads in there, but he's got a group of players that are in and around the age that he's used to working with already.
Yes,
so
yes.
It's not a massive change, is it? He's just got to keep doing what he was doing.
Yeah. Well, look at let's say now everyone who was at the East League game will probably agree with me. When the substitutions were made, when Harry Vaughan come on, the crowd went electric.
Yeah,
absolute electric, because he don't score goals, he don't assist, he just makes them intelligent passes constantly. He might get pushed off the ball a little bit, but he makes intelligent decisions, and he's got the best footballing brain in that club. And to be fair, he's our most valuable asset.
Right, absolutely, 100%. Like you said, his football brain matches his football feet, because he's got great. He never gives the ball away. The weight of his passes is always spot on.
Wants to go forward every single time.
Movement is brilliant. His awareness is brilliant. Like he's just. I mean, Shez said
he's a next level
made a
player.
Mistake, not playing him.
Well, Shez said it, didn't he?
He was training. He trained with City in the summer and turned City down because he wanted to play first team football.
Yeah. And then to not get
See, I'm a personal friend of Harry Vaughan.
Right.
So I know a lot about him. He just wants to play football. And I don't know if you follow him outside of Oldham, but last night Ireland won 6-0 in the under-19s. 6-0.
Who did they
and
play?
he had a shot on target and a shot off target and passed the ball like an absolute genius.
Who did they play?
Gibraltar.
Oh.
But yeah, exactly. But end of the day, I could probably get a pub team to beat Oldham.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, still, you have to, fair play. Look, I think there's no problem with the saying that Vaughan is going to play at a much, much higher level than National League. But of
course he is. My worry with Vaughan now is that the club are not going to benefit from him, i.e. financially.
Yeah. He's got 3.5 year deal.
June on his contract with an option. Now, if we don't go anywhere this season, obviously he's not going to take an option.
No,
but if we're pushing now,
they can take the option though. The club, it's two ways, isn't it? The player,
of course, it is. Yeah.
So, if any, they're not daft out of the board now. I think under Moore, he'd probably have the option for. God knows what he'd take the option upon.
Yeah,
but at least with Darren Royal, he knows he's an asset. And
Darren Royal does know he's an asset. Darren Royal knows he's an asset. So I think we need to start showcasing him over the next
this is the
few
thing
months
with young players,
and
and you've got to like
sell him
get
in
something
January
out,
for me.
but you've also got to get something out of them on a football level as well. There's no point having brilliant players that get sold and you get nothing, you get no benefit on the football field. Like I don't want us to be bringing like really good players through and being sold before we even get on the pitch for Oldham. I want to see them playing for Oldham. I want to see them helping us win football matches. That's the most important thing, and then selling them on. Like we have to get something out of it on the pitch as well, and that's where the frustration's been coming from. We need him on the pitch. We need to help us win games. I thought that the combination of him and Fondop on Saturday was fantastic. I thought between them both, they caused the Eastleigh defence totally different types of problems. And you know, it was a big step up from what was going on beforehand.
Yeah, well, I actually texted Harry Vaughan's dad after the game, and I just said, that kid of yours is dangerous on the ball. He's scary. He drags defenders out. He's out this world player. How he's at Oldham is fucking beyond me.
There's a lot more space on the pitch when he's there. He creates a lot more.
All the shot came on, played the pass, dragged 4 players away. Charlie Cooper played the ball. That's the thing, because he's dangerous and players gravitate towards him. You know, Messi.
Yeah, he does. If you actually watch the game, where on the older shot, you've got 2 midfielders who run straight at Harry Vaughan and 2 defenders. And it just opened up the pitch. Now, don't get me wrong, at that time, he was probably looking at being sold to somebody else. People was coming in with offers for him. Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. But it's got to be, when you look at it, when it just them little things that he does, he don't even have to have the ball. It's scary to watch.
I just want to bring this comment here in that Rob, because you mentioned about being in the league for 5 years. I just wanted to say as well, Rob, give us a call, mate, because you've got loads of comments in the.
Hey, 5 years. I'd rather watch him 5 years down here doing well than 1 year up there doing shit.
Rob's a professional commenter, isn't he? He needs to get on and give up a bit of put his voice.
Yeah, Rob, get on, mate.
Yeah, come on, Rob.
Come on, Rob.
Come on, Rob.
Come on, Rob. Because Robert, the Vaughan was off to Wigan. Well, that could be true, could not be true. We don't know, Rob. Come and tell us where you heard that.
I'll tell you for a fact, Vaughan's not going nowhere near Wigan.
Well, there we go. So again, it's just Jenny makes a very, very good point.
Like I said, like just chatting to him, and you know, he's fully committed to Oldham, Harry Vaughan. All he wants to do is play football. That's all he wants to do. He's a child. Let's say that he's 18-year-old. He just wants to play football, and he wants to play at the best level he can do. Now,
yeah, definitely. I mean,
you know,
it's good to have your point of view because you know him so well as well. That's really, really good. You know, for the other fans as well. So it must be really reassuring to hear.
I tell you what.
Sorry, it's Siri going off. I apologise.
I've got videos on my phone of him of playing for Ireland, and he's absolutely immense. You've not seen a player like him.
Well, the fans can see.
This guy sounds like Vaughan's agent. There we go. We've heard it.
Definitely not. Definitely not his agent. Definitely not his agent.
Right, we're going to move on to the next caller. Thanks for calling, Anne.
Cheers, Anne.
Yeah, no worries. See you later.
Cheers, mate. See you later, pal. It's
John. John, the Piper's son. Hello.
How are you, fella?
I'm good.
Which one?
No, good evening, Matt. Matt, listen, before we start, mate, I owe you an apology.
Oh, I thought you were going to say money then.
No, not money, mate. No, we connected on Facebook about Christmas time-ish when things were going bad, and obviously we were all concerned in that. And you said something on there to us, and it's like, look, we might have to take a step back to take a step forward. Now, I'm the type of person who I can be 3-0 down with 10 minutes to go, and I still think we can get a point out of it.
Yeah.
So I was hurt a little bit by that, and I'm like, right, what's in it for you? Do you know what I mean? I didn't quite know because I listened to a lot that were going on. But I've got to say, fella, you was bang on right. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders this season. Seriously. And I look back on one of the conversations that we had, and word for word, I don't know how much insight you had, but word for word to send those two packing. Don't want to hark on the past because what a future we've got. But I've got to tell you, mate, seriously, hands up to you. He was absolutely
Thanks for that, John. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for that, John. He won't be able to get his head through the door now. But no, in seriousness, no, he's a servant to this club and a servant to me.
Look, I mean, we all have different views and we all respond differently in different situations to different things. Like, for me, it was obvious what was going on, and it was the hardest thing, really, really hard, after spending 10 years in Ireland, to come back here and to stay away from Boundary Park and to basically like go against. I know I said this to Roy on Saturday in the press conference after the game before we chat. I've never been against the club. It was just certain individuals needed taking on, as far as I could see, as far as I was concerned. And our club and our fan base deserve better. And you know what? We've got better now, haven't we? And what a feeling.
100%. It was just not so much. I don't know if it was so much fear of the unknown, because it's like that pit, the National League, that you really don't want to fall into. But one thing I do agree with someone said is, you know, I'd rather have a couple of years of relative success than constantly looking down the barrel of the gun. But I've got to say, boys, what's really impressed me this time, it's the 2-year contracts that have been handed out when players have been signing on.
Yeah, we need that. We need more of that, don't we? Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I mean, it was. Let's not beat around the bush. Getting relegated into the National League was a disaster, absolute disaster. It shouldn't have happened. It was totally avoidable. It shouldn't have happened. We could see what was coming. We could see what was happening, and it shouldn't have happened because getting out of it is going to be a damn sight harder than getting out of League Two. You know, like it's really, really tough. And so I'm really annoyed that we got relegated because it shouldn't have happened. Vadala had put his hand in his pocket in January. We could have got out of it because we needed more players. The squad needed strengthening. We would have paid off the loan. It's all history now, but it's at the end of the day, it's our history, but it's also our present because we are where we are now. Yeah. So it was a real shame. But look at where we are. Look, we're getting bigger crowds now than we were in League One.
Yeah, and John's, you know, to be fair, David Unsworth even thanked John Sheridan for, you know, he's very humble and very a lot of humility, saying thanks to John for bringing these fans back in. You know what I mean? And the fans themselves are great. Have you seen the fans, John?
Oh, 1,000,000%. I don't think it were ever in any doubt when they came back. The thing is. I mean, going right back to the Chaddy end when you could bounce on the boards at the back in the top left, right-hand corner, the following and the singing, the noise, it's never been in question, which was why it was like, I felt like I was dying inside when, you know, it was... I think the last straw for me was when the Atleticos turned the back and it's like...
John, stop there! John, stop! You have said the secret word for the Wonder Wheel, so just give us 1 sec. We're going to get the Wonder Wheel up because you are going to be playing in just a second. Just hang on there, mate.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wonder Wheel.
Thanks, Matt. And tonight's prizes are a Boundary Park Alert System t-shirt, a jar of beef paste, a signed photo of Matt and Dave, an Oldham Athletic replica shirt signed by the squad, a coaster set from Oldham Athletic of 4, a Mike Keegan and Joe Royal signed This Is How It Feels book, and 2 complimentary tickets to the Oldham versus East League game this weekend. But however, if you get a red card from the ref, you don't get anything on the Wheel of Wonder.
Just a quick note, they're not 2 complimentary tickets to Eastleigh, they are for Wrexham. So, right, John, I want you to say, spin the wheel. Go on, mate.
Spin the wheel.
Oh, it's Mike Keegan. You've won the Mike Keegan book signed by Joe Royle. So this is how it feels. You haven't got that, have you?
No.
Perfect.
Are you happy with
Really
that?
good book.
Oh, always. I'm happy with anything for now.
We can have the signed photo with Dave and Matt if you want. No, I'm joking. No. But thank you to Mike Keegan for that, and special thanks to Joe Royle to agree to sign for it as well. So we'll meet you either at the Wrexham game or after the Wrexham game. Just send an email to laticsfootball4in@gmail.com to sort out your address and details, John.
Cheers, mate.
It's not. Yeah.
And also to all fans, if you email us laticsfootball4in or subscribe to YouTube or subscribe to the Boundary Park alert system on YouTube and send us an email, you have a chance of winning 2 complimentary tickets to the Wrexham versus Oldham game on the 1st of October.
You don't have to send us an email, just subscribe to the YouTube channel.
All right,
sweet. Nice one. Fantastic job, lads.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.
So what were you going to say about the Atleticos? Because that was the word.
Oh, sorry. No, it was just that when I think for me that was the last straw because I see a lot of myself in some of the kids that go there now, and when they turn the back and it's like, you know what, we're done. That was
I know.
That part of me died inside. Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible. But I think like the rot had been in for a while, hadn't it? Things had been, like the atmosphere had been dead at Latics for ages, and it was part of like that. That's why the Atleticos got going, because it was like they could see what the potential was for atmosphere at other grounds and stuff, but it wasn't like that at Boundary Park, and watching football at the Boundary Park had become pretty dull. It wasn't fun. It was miles better away from home. And it was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, and to the point last season where, I mean, the crowds were absolutely abysmal. There was hardly anybody there, and this season, had they still been in charge, the crowds would have just been a joke. But
yeah, there's like 1,200 against bloody Swindon when I was there. You could hear the players talking and Keith Curl giving the instructions: play out from the back, play out from the back. It's like
Brighton though. Who's your money on for top scorer
this season?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say Dan. It's either going to be Dan Gardner or Jack's. No, I'm joking. No, Dan Gardner for me.
Stubbs. Oh, don't be me.
No, I'm only joking. To be fair, I hope and pray that Unsworth can get some out of Jack Stubbs, because I think that's all he needs, a good coach. Just because I believe that he was just getting told by Tommy Wright to run at players. Now, there's only so many times you can say that to a player before it doesn't work. So I think there's some potential in there. And I don't care what you say.
He did all right on Saturday when he came on.
He got booed though, which I thought was bang out of bloody order.
Yeah, well, it's not going to do his confidence any good, is it? I mean, Tommy Wright was a winger, so he should have been able to coach him one-to-one.
Yeah.
And that's just where I think they just lost that enthusiasm to do that.
Well, thanks, John. And by our demand, Rob Walker is going to be coming in live.
Cheers, John. You can send us a message in the private chat, John, and just send us your details.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Cheers, well done, lads.
Cheers, John. Or send me a message on Facebook, mate. Whatever.
Will do, boss.
All right, mate.
See you later.
Cheers. Right, here he is.
Rob. Oh, he's such a tease.
Are you there, Rob?
Rob.
Can you hear us, Rob?
Rob, are you there? He's probably typing on his keyboard, isn't he? Rob.
Let's just roll with that. You're back in a second. Just do whatever you think you need to do there.
So, who's Philly? What happened to Philly? Philadelphia?
Something happened to Philadelphia.
What, the cheesy spread?
The cheese or the city? I hope nothing's happened to the city. That'd be terrible.
That's a bit pretty indifferent. Have you been?
There's still a lot of people there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking more about the people who live there.
It might be a tent. No, I hope not. No, if it is,
no.
then apologies, because we don't have live stream.
No.
Any
news about Hallam Hawk?
No. Nothing. Nothing. I think it's an ongoing investigation.
And in terms of his health, I think it's just going to take time, isn't it? He's got his broken bones and facial things to heal and stuff like that. So yeah, I think we need to be thinking, unfortunately, of a team without him for quite a while.
If we get another caller in now, we do have an opportunity to give another prize out on the Wheel of Wonder. So if you do want to come back on, the next caller, who the first one is, hang on.
Here we go.
1 second.
Rob!
Hi, how are you doing?
Good.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks for joining us, mate.
Yeah, I'm good. I've been enjoying the show for last season as well, I think, so it's always pretty entertaining.
Whereabouts are you based, Rob?
I'm in Mosley. I've been reading some really important documents here.
All right.
As you can, this is what I normally do during the week, but then when you guys are on, I sort of listen to you rambling on a bit. So,
if rambling,
that's a fair assessment, that mate.
I think who's going to be our leading scorer? I don't think he's signed yet. I think he's going to be coming in. I haven't got any inside information, but I can't imagine that someone that we've got at the club at the moment is going to be our leading striker. So, watch this space, I think.
Yeah. I mean, like you want out of the people that play regularly, you want Fondop really. He's the centre forward, but he got on the end of something at the weekend, but he's not been getting on the end of anything really, has he?
No. I mean, Tollett will probably, hopefully, if the season goes in the direction that we're hoping, you'd imagine Tollett's going to get double figures. But after a bright start, maybe he's faded a little bit, but he's not on his own there, is he? So, but
no.
Yeah,
it's a fresh start though now, isn't it? Under Unsworth, it's everything is, he's going to be going in with a completely fresh attitude towards all the players. He's not bringing any preconceptions or judgments about them. He's just going to get to know them and hopefully they're going to respond to him. And I think they will. I think they'll respond to this new way of doing things really well.
Yeah, I know I said in the comments that there's always a chance that if he's successful that he'll get poached. And as someone commented, he's on a 3-year deal now. So if he is successful, we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah.
But
do you have any concerns over the appointment?
No. I mean, I work with quite a few sort of Oldham fans. There's a lot of United fans, but there's a small group of Oldham fans. And I was joking that he was sort of reading from a transcript, of what every sort of new manager sort of says when he comes into a post. But there was sort of quite a lot of encouraging things that he said. I do like his demeanour. But I mean, if I didn't like his demeanour, we've got a problem, haven't we? Seeing as he's just come to the club. I know that there was a guy, and I can't remember his name, saying he don't care if we're here for 5 years. Well, I'm telling you now, there ain't no chance we're staying in this league for 5 years. No chance.
I hope not. And I can hear an owl. That's what I'm. I
think it's Rob. I think it's at Rob's end. I've just listened.
Is it your end? No, it's here.
I know I'm an Oldham fan, but I don't have an owl.
No, I can hear an owl. I think it's coming from outside. I can hear definitely. I can definitely hear an owl, right? And I'm definitely taking that.
We spoke about the drug turkey before going on. We do it
prescribed.
Afterwards.
I can definitely hear an owl. I'm taking it as a good sign.
What do you think about the result on Saturday? What do you think we're going to get away at Bromley? It's going to be a tough game, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's a cliche, isn't it, about the bounce, a new manager bounce. I can't imagine us going down there and getting beat. I had to laugh when he was saying he was going to. I had to laugh when he was saying he was going to go and assess the players. He must have watched umpteen DVDs of the players over the last 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm sure he's fully aware of our deficiencies. But I'm sure he can sort of get something together and hopefully get at least a point down there. But I'm fully expecting us to go down there and win. So,
what score?
Probably 1-0.
Well, they've won 3 of the last 5. They've won 3, lost 2. So
I'm totally not interested in what they've done.
Well, I mean, form does tend to have some kind of.
Are you going down, Rob?
No, I think my son's going to go because my son lives in London. But I've watched quite a lot of games, on BT.
Yeah.
And we are one of the worst teams that I've seen in the National League. So he's starting from a very low base. But I think I'm quite hopeful that he might be able to drag us into the playoffs. And I said in a comment that, Grimsby sort of came from nowhere last season. And like in, League One and League Two, you always get a team that kind of surges from nowhere. And I'm sure that's hopefully what could happen to us this season. I've no doubt he's going to pull on his influences that he's got in the game. And we'll probably find that, before the end of the year, we've probably got 3 or 4 new players in place that are first team players, not just people to sit on the bench.
Yeah, we do need more strength, don't we? There's no doubt about that. And I'd rather finish the season well and go into, if you are going to mount a playoff push, finish the season well, but be hitting your stride towards the end of the season.
It's all about momentum when you get in the playoffs, isn't it? Look at Blackpool when they got in the playoffs against us. They snuck in on the last day. Grimsby snuck in on the last day. And it's you don't want to be sat in the playoffs all season and then be third or second, in the National League, and then get because just hanging around there because you get stale, don't you? You know what I mean? A bit demoralised.
No, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what it's like to be hanging around in the playoffs all season. I've forgotten.
I know. He's being facetious.
I think we got Wrexham, obviously, Notts County, and Solihull, and Chesterfield. So we've got 4 teams there who are definitely going to get in the playoffs. So there's a couple of places that are available, and there's no reason we can't be one of those teams.
No, well, we'll see what happens, won't we? Having that Wrexham game coming up is his first home game. Massive crowd's going to be there. Yeah. It's going to be a good occasion. Like, winning that game will give everybody a massive lift. So hopefully we don't get battered, and we do get a good result.
9-hour round trip to Bromley. No, I would not for a draw. 9 hours in a car for Bromley.
No, he's talking about Wrexham.
Oh, sorry.
Bromley. I'm going all that way. I want to win.
No, we're going to beat Wrexham.
A draw against Wrexham, I think.
No.
6 points. That's what we want. Right, listen, thanks for calling in, Rob. We're going to knock it on the head now because we've done our hour. So thanks very much for calling.
Cheers, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Call again, mate.
Don't be a stranger.
We'll talk about your records next time. Cheers, mate.
I know, yeah, we'll go through them.
We'll need more than an hour. Great stuff.
Thanks to Anthony, Ibby. Not so thanks for
Chelsea fan
James with the Abdallah in. Cab. Thanks to Rob. Thanks to
Ant.
Ant said Ant.
John.
Thanks to you, Matthew.
Thanks to you, Dave, for nothing.
And thanks to Mike Keegan again for donating his book, This Is How It Feels, and for Joe Roller for saying it. And also thanks to the club for donating another shirt this week. And also thank you to Leesfield Developments, who have kindly offered some sponsorship for the show. And they're going to be going towards prizes for the Wheel of Wonder. And Vendor Valet Machines, they are sponsoring the show as well.
Sponsoring prizes.
Yeah.
By the way,
we're not buying us
not getting us anything.
match-worn shirts, we just do it for free.
We just give. We're just the gift that keeps on giving, aren't we, Dave?
Yeah, and thanks to the Manchester FAs for putting me under loads of pressure again. But hey, such is life.
And I can still hear that owl.
This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system.